Our Bloom viewers have been taking advantage of an incredible opportunity to take control of their health by getting an innovative heart scan now available in Tampa Bay. Lifeguard Imaging is offering the scan for free to our viewers. And what is so remarkable is how many people are reaching out to say to us that Lifeguard Imaging saved their lives. We'll hear from some of them in just a moment, but first, I'd like to welcome the Director of Operations at Lifeguard Imaging, Frankie Maldonado, to Bloom. It's great to see you again, Frankie.
Always good to come back and be with you, Gail.
So it's just unbelievable to me, really mind-blowing how many people have reached out to say, hey, Lifeguard Imaging saved my life. So talk to me a little bit about how the scan works.
Again, overwhelming to hear that. We'd love to hear it, but the scan, again, you've experienced it as a number of us have, is completely non-invasive. Patients come in, they're going to fill out some basic paperwork, and what we do is put a couple heart monitors on their wrist. They pass through a machine, takes anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. Hold the breath a couple times. The machine produces images three-dimensionally, where our medical doctors of radiology have the ability to have insight into potentially early development of diseases like diseases of the heart, various cancers that are taking so many lives. And we're blessed to be doing this because we're saving lives every day. Yeah,
I've done the scan personally, and it's open air, it's beautiful, it's quick, it's easy. But I want you to hear straight from our viewers. The first one is a gentleman named Mark Danker. Let's hear what he had to say.
I had the cardiology, the CAT test through the private cardiologist the next week, and I've already had the results from the
Lifeguard Imaging.
Lifeguard Imaging. So, I didn't buy exactly that my condition was fine. And the next week I had the CAT scan test, and that revealed that I had the 80% blockage in one of my arteries. So at that point, right on the table, they put the stent in. And
wow. So you became your own healthcare advocate. I mean, you went in there, you kept pushing, you didn't take no for an answer, you didn't second guess the Lifeguard Imaging scan, you heard what you heard, and you went out there. And would you call the Lifeguard Imaging scan a lifesaver?
Oh, most definitely it is. And without that, I would have never known I even had a blockage.
You hear stories like this all the time.
We do, and as you said there in reference to Mark, if Mark had not pressed the issue, who knows what would have happened. So grateful that he was able to get that done and his life was saved, thankfully.
That's incredible. All right, the next life-saving story comes from a Bay Area couple living healthy lifestyles, but the husband had no idea that he was living with a dangerous, if not deadly, heart condition. Here's Karen and Steve McHale.
So we decided to take the scan and then found out that I did have 3 blockages.
Wow.
One of them was 80%, one was 60, and one was 40.
Wow. So after you found out that information, you acted immediately, right?
I did.
So what happened next?
It took a couple of days, and then I ended up going to the hospital and getting a stent put in my the 80% blockage. And I feel grateful and great.
And Frankie, what people are starting to realize is the importance of getting these scans annually, because I know people are coming in for their free heart exams, but they're realizing, like, I could have died without this. Or, if they come in for the full body and they extend, you can find out about all these different cancers.
We can, and we're having some wonderful stories of lives being saved, and hasn't always worked that way. What I mean by that is, and this is unfortunately an occurrence that happened at the facility I worked at up north before coming here to Lifeguard. A couple had come in, gotten their heart scans, didn't enroll in our program, which is fine. That day, we apparently saved the woman's life. She had an elevated score. She had stents put in that saved her life. And they call them back every so many years to invite them back in. When they called the gentleman, he said, I'll be in. He came in. This is how we knew the story. He sat down with his patient advocate and he said, listen, I want to tell you what happened when we were here 5 years ago. You saved my wife's life. I had a relatively low score. And he goes, but she tragically passed away from stomach cancer 6 months ago. Oh. And he said, I am convinced that had we done this, we would have known that she'd still be with me. So it doesn't matter. I want to enroll in the program. And he enrolled that day. His heart score had gone up so dramatically. He had stents put in that saved his life. It's unfortunate that it happened that way for that woman, but that's why we emphasize the importance of the annual scan, simply to monitor, because we don't know when things are going to change.
Yeah, it's a truly small price to pay to take your health into your own hands and prevent death. All right, thank you so much, Frankie. I really
Thanks, Gail.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, you can call right now, 813-524-1010, or visit lifeguardimaging.com to receive a complimentary heart scan and consultation when you mention Gail and Bloom. Please don't put this off. Nothing is more important than your health. So call now, 813-524-1010. We'll be back with more Bloom right after this.
The preceding portion of Bloom was sponsored by Lifeguard Imaging.